Well, I've been working for the same company for 25 years, doing aircrew survival and life support equipment. About this time, my mom started getting sick, started getting really bad. She started having seizures and things that we tried to explain to the doctors. They didn't understand, they didn't see it. Well, I ended up getting laid off from my job. So after 25 years, it kind of really hits hard, but we looked at it as I can now take my mom to the doctor's appointments, to the testings and all these other things. And that was a regular full-time job. And over time, she kept getting worse and worse and worse until we finally had to find a home that we could put her in, that she could be constantly monitored and watched after. The minute I did that, within a week or so, I got a call from a company that wanted me to start work. So I went to work with them on a temporary basis, leading to a full-time job from what they said. Worked for 6 months and then we'll go permanent. Well, I was there for 4 years and still temporary. So at about that time, Jan's mom started getting sick. She started having Alzheimer's problems, and it was getting to the point where she didn't know really what was going on all the time, and she'd be on again, off again. So I was there at home now, since I'd been laid off, to keep an eye on her, to help her, to feed her, and take her to the doctor's appointments and take her to the testings and all that kind of jazz. And we did that for another 6 months or so, until she got so bad that we had to find a place that we could put her into an Alzheimer's home. The minute I did that, the company that laid me off called back, wanted me back again, and I've now been there 10 years as a permanent employee. At the time, I couldn't see what was going on, but now looking back, it's crystal clear how God's hand was in everything that happened.
Congregation in Alabama sent us to Green Bay, Wisconsin with my partner that was with me in Germany. Well, I'm a California boy. Green Bay, Wisconsin? Oh ho, that's where you keep stuff in the freezer in your garage to keep it warm. Where you plug your car in at night so the oil doesn't get too cold. And the snow was shoulder high outside the front door our first winter there. And so I was praying, Lord, there's got to be lost in California.
When we lived in Germany, we lived in Munich for 3 years, and there was a young woman that came for help at our door there at the church in Munich, and it was a young California girl who was having trouble with her German husband. She had married a German sailor when he was on dock in San Diego, and so she came to us. She ended up being a part of our church family there and becoming a very dear friend, very close. And she wanted to come back to America, so she got her husband a job, and she lived in Corona. They lived in Corona, and we were in
Illinois.
We are in Wisconsin and Illinois while she's living in Corona. So while we were in Illinois, she called and said to us, "Would you be interested in coming back to California? I really wish you would come out here with us." It was like, okay. And so she had those elders in Hemet called us and asked us if we would be willing. My grandmother and grandfather started part of the city works, the water company in Hemet at the turn of the century, and my mother was born there.
So this elder's on the other end of the phone.
Would you like to come to Hemet?
Yes.
I grew up there.